want to go to movies. I hate concerts.
Lucky habit, you got those lucky habits. Nicest habits that you ever knew. Lucky habits, you got those lucky habits. If you want it, here's what you must do. Reading, writing, arithmetic may often make you awful sick. But if you learn your lesson quick, just wait till you'll be through. Don't be scrappy, but smile and do things snappy. Make folks happy, and you'll be lucky too. Lucky habit, you got those lucky habits. Nicest habits that you ever knew. Lucky habits, you got those lucky habits. If you want it, here's what you must do. Every morning when you wake, some resolution you should make. So stuff your tummies till they ache with candy, cake, and dough. Play and study, don't get your books all muddy. Help your body, and you'll be lucky too. Welcome to Hydra. That's right, welcome to Hydra. Take a bow, look to your left, and right at your fellow moderators. And do a little cheer because you made it here. Keep your head, hands, and feet in your seat. Take some notes and enjoy the show. So sad I have to go, but I'll see you again before the curtains close.
Wow! Congratulations and welcome aboard to the Hydra Tribunal. After going through the application process and interview, you must be relieved that it's finally over and excited to be here. But before you can receive your moderator privileges, there's one more step. Training! I know. It sounds like a lot, but trust me, it is worth it. Being a moderator is an incredible experience, but it also comes with challenges. Sometimes you'll have to handle situations on your own, and when that happens, you need to be prepared. So let's go over some key guidelines and get you started on your journey with Hydra. Personal hygiene. Moderation doesn't mean neglecting self-care. Just because you're a moderator for a Discord and VR chat group doesn't mean you should smell like one. Let's talk about self-care, because taking care of yourself is just as important. First off, hygiene matters. Don't sleep in VR chat with your headset on. Your face and hair will thank you. Take regular showers and actually use soap. Shampoo twice, condition once, and make sure to scrub your neck, underarms, and personal areas properly. But self-care isn't just about smelling good on the outside. It's about feeling good on the inside too. No, Beatrix. Not that type of inside. Your workstation. Wipe down your headset and controllers. Get those Cheeto crumbs off your keyboard and desk. Keep your gaming space fresh, because a clean space helps with a clear mind. Take care of yourself, because a good mod isn't just active, they're also healthy. Good job there, Beatrix. Oh, Doug. No. Let Beatrix help you. At Hydra, our staff doesn't just protect our community, we also protect each other. That's why our rules don't just apply to members, but also those in power. The Code of Conduct ensures that owners, council members, admins, mods, and junior mods all follow the same set of fair and ethical guidelines. These rules are designed to create a safe and balanced environment for everyone. You can find the full Code of Conduct in the Discord board, but in this section, we'll highlight some of the most important parts, so pay close attention. This section is all about how decisions are made within our group. Whether it's adding a new council member, resolving disputes, or even questioning leadership, our structure ensures fairness, accountability, and balance. General votes. General votes can help decide things like events, locations, giveaways, or rule changes. However, these votes can only be called by the owners. They set the agenda and ensure discussions stay productive. While all managers are automatically granted a seat on the council, additionally, non-manager council members can be added, but only through a unanimous council vote. This process ensures that every new council member has full trust and support from their peers. Both the owners and council can initiate this vote. If a council member is no longer fit for their role, they can be removed through a unanimous council vote. However, their rank and right to remain in the server is not decided by the council. Instead, that decision is made by the owners. The council can start the vote, but the final say is up to ownership. Also, the council member in question cannot vote on their own removal. Disagreements happen, even at the top. If the owners are in a deadlock over a decision, a council vote can be called to break the tie. The council decides by majority vote, and the owners are not allowed to vote on their own dispute. Even the owners aren't above checks and balances. The council has the power to veto any decision made by the owners, but here's the catch. It must be unanimous. And owners cannot participate or initiate a veto vote. Each council member only gets one veto per issue, so use it wisely. Now, while Section 2A focuses on the council, it's not just about them. These rules also apply to junior mods and regular mods, ensuring that leadership remains transparent at all levels. Even though mods don't have direct voting power, they do have ways to challenge decisions. Council members and moderators as well have the right to meet privately without the owners present. These meetings allow staff to discuss concerns, strategize, and share information. However, no official votes can happen in these meetings. If damaging information is withheld that affects Hydra, those responsible may face disciplinary action. Now, not everyone wants to get involved in every decision. That's why all council members have a right to abstain from a vote. An abstained vote is neutral and won't affect the final decision. Council members and moderators can request private meetings with the owners to discuss concerns. If a meeting is requested, it must be scheduled within 48 hours. If the meeting is not arranged within that time, the owners have a right to dismiss the request. This ensures efficient decision-making without unnecessary delays. And now, here's the most important thing to remember. It's okay to question authority. In Hydra, moderators and council members are encouraged to speak up if something seems unfair. However, there is a fine line between questioning authority and attempting to overthrow leadership. Hydra is built on teamwork, structure, and accountability, not power struggles. Moderators have the right to challenge leadership through proper channels, but they do not have the right to force leadership's hand. If you have concerns, voice them, but do so respectfully and through the established processes. Moderator training, handling community interactions. Alright, so you've reviewed our rules and terms of service. You understand how our system works and how votes are handled. But now let's talk about moderation. How do you moderate? Great question. This section covers everything you need to know. Whether you're an owner, council member, admin, moderator, or junior mod, the way you conduct yourself matters. In Hydra, you're not just an individual, you're a representative of the community. That means maintaining professionalism, showing respect, and ensuring that Hydra remains a safe and welcoming place for all. While we respect your personal freedom, keep in mind that private actions can become public. If something from your personal life negatively affects Hydra, it will be addressed accordingly. Simply put, carry yourself with respect, both on duty and off. Refrain from using inflammatory language or taking the low road in social situations. Your actions reflect on the entire team. Even when conversations get tense, maintain a respectful attitude. If you lose your temper, you risk damaging Hydra's reputation. We understand sometimes things get heated, but here's the rule. Never be the one to start drama. If you find yourself in a confrontation, keep the moral high ground. Under no circumstances may you use slurs, bigoted language, or personal attacks. If you must verbally defend yourself, do so with class. Your response should never reflect negatively on the group or your fellow staff members. As staff, your first responsibility is keeping order in the community. If you witness bullying, harassment, illicit activities, or any rule-breaking behavior, you are expected to intervene or report it to your peers and the council. When dealing with drama, fighting, or disturbances, your priority is to de-escalate. Do not add fuel to the fire. Reacting emotionally or taking sides will only make things worse. Instead, stay neutral, stay professional, and focus on solutions. When moderating chats, events, or instances, you may need to give orders to keep things fair and effective. Use the rule of ask, tell, make. For example, hey, could you keep the chat civil? Let's not start an argument. I'm telling you, keep it respectful, or I'll have to mute you. Alright, you've been warned, now you're getting muted. Always start by asking. If they refuse, tell them what needs to happen. If they still don't comply, take action. Some people may have a valid reason for not following your request, so hear them out, but don't get dragged into endless arguments. As staff, you may need to speak on behalf of the group. While communication with the public is encouraged, know your limits. If you don't know what to say, don't comment. It's better to say nothing than to speak incorrectly on behalf of Hydra. The official stance of Hydra is decided by the owners. You may not declare a stance for the group without approval. In short, think before you speak for Hydra. While performing staff duties, you're expected to wear appropriate avatars. That means no fetish or overly sexual avatars, no racist or problematic imagery, and preferably an avatar that's safe for work. Staff are also expected to enforce this dress code for others in Hydra spaces. If you see someone in violation, politely ask them to change. If they refuse, take the appropriate action. Your position in Hydra is not for personal gain. That means do not use your role for personal advantage. Do not initiate sexual behavior with members unless you had a prior relationship and they're of age. Do not engage in sexual behavior in public chats, public voice channels, or group instances.
Hello.
These rules apply to everyone in staff, owners, council members, admins, mods, and junior mods. Hydra is built on respect and fairness, and as staff, you are expected to lead by example. Discord moderation. Our Discord server is largely moderated by bots, which makes your job easier. These bots automatically remove not safe for work content and warn the user, prevent spam and other disruptive behavior. However, moderation isn't entirely hands-off. One of the biggest issues we face is members using general chat as a personal diary, expressing frustration or venting publicly. How to handle emotional situations. Sometimes people get emotional and feel the need to express their anger in public chat. As a moderator, your job isn't to coddle them, but to de-escalate and guide them towards the proper channels. If a user says, "I fucking hated tonight's court, everyone was so mean," what should a staff member do in this situation? The correct approach is de-escalate the situation, acknowledge their frustration, redirect them to the proper process. A good response would be, "Oh no, I'm sorry you feel that way. We don't control how every member acts, but I completely understand your frustration. If you'd like, you can open a ticket and we'll handle your concerns ASAP." This response diffuses tension, shows empathy, and redirects them to a productive solution, all while maintaining professionalism. When to step in. While we allow members to express frustration, we do not tolerate 1. Long rants attacking the community. 2. Public declarations of leaving/drama posts. 3. Excessive vulgarity or hostility towards the group. How to respond if these situations happen. 1. Take a screenshot of the message. 2. Post it in staff chat to alert other moderators. 3. Delete the message to prevent escalation. 4. Time out the user if necessary. In extreme cases, council members may reach out directly to resolve issues. However, if you're not a council member, do not engage. Protecting your mental well-being is just as important as moderating effectively. By following these steps, you help maintain a positive, drama-free environment where everyone feels safe and respected. How to moderate a VR chat instance. So, how do you effectively moderate a 13+ instance or any VR chat instance? Simple. By using common sense. This video is all about how to effectively moderate while keeping things fun, fair, and respectful. You're not here to be a dictator. You're here to ensure everyone has a good time while keeping things in check. First things first, don't abuse your power. As a moderator, your job isn't to control everyone. It's to make sure things don't get out of hand. Remember, people are here to have fun, not to get punished for every little thing. If you have a problem with someone, don't kick them just because you're having a bad day. We all know the trolls, but we also know that a lot of us are here just to mess around. It's important to maintain control without being a jerk. Alright, let's talk about slurs and offensive language. If someone uses slurs or goes off with racist, homophobic, or any kind of hateful language, issue a warning first. Let them know this kind of behavior isn't allowed. If they keep at it, escalate it with a kick. If they're still being toxic after that, it's time for a ban. You don't have to be rude, but you do have to enforce the rules. Now let's talk about NSFW content. If someone shows up with a NSFW avatar or starts talking about explicit stuff, ask them politely to change it. This is a family-friendly space, and we don't want anyone making others uncomfortable. If they don't listen, it's time for a kick. If that doesn't work, we're looking at a ban. We're all adults here, but we need to respect the space. Trolling is part of VR chat's culture, and let's be honest, we're all guilty of it. A lot. The key here is patience. Trolling can get annoying, sure, but as long as it doesn't involve slurs, harassment, or disturbing the vibe too much, it's fine. Be aware though, if they start bothering others or are just being toxic, give them a verbal warning first. If that doesn't work, then a kick might be necessary. Just don't go power hungry and kick them for being quote unquote annoying. Remember, we're here to have fun. Always give a warning first. You're here to guide people, not just punish them. Before you kick or ban someone, make sure they know why. A verbal or in-instance warning is the way to go. Give them a chance to correct their behavior. It's all about communication. Let them know what's wrong and how they can fix it. Now, let's differentiate between regular instances and court instances. In regular instances, the vibe is chill, and people can mess around as long as they're not causing chaos. But in court instances, it's a whole different ballgame. We need to keep things strict and professional. Trolling and disrupting the flow here isn't just annoying, it messes with the process. So keep that in mind when you're moderating those more formal situations. Lastly, don't be a dickhead. Seriously, this is one of the most important points. Moderating is about maintaining balance. If you're rude or disrespectful, you're just adding to the problem. Use your judgment, but always keep things light and patient. And remember, we're all here to have fun. The rules are there to help, not hurt. Court sessions can only be initiated by head admins, council members, or the owners. However, gaming events like Murder, Among Us, and Zombie Tag can be hosted by any mod within the Hydra. To organize an event, simply ensure that you have 2 other mods, request an admin to open an instance, and have them announce it for you. Important. You are not permitted to play or host any game under Hydra that hasn't been verified by the owners. Unverified games may contain unknown NSFW content, and we make sure to check all games beforehand to protect the safety of all players, especially minors. For a quick reference, please check the Approved Games section in the staff area of the server to see which games have already been verified and approved. And at least one 18+ mod should be there just in case something happens. Let's talk about opening and closing instances, because keeping our spaces secure is part of your job as the moderator. Whenever an instance is open, there should be at least 3 moderators present at all times, depending on the type of instance. This ensures that there's always enough coverage to handle any issue that comes up. And when it's time to leave, you must close the instance before you go. Never just leave an instance open and unattended, because trust me, we do not want anything weird happening in our spaces, whether they're public or private. Before closing an instance, drop a portal so people have a way to leave. Don't just dip and leave everyone stranded. Properly closing down an instance is part of maintaining order and keeping things running smoothly. Remember, at least 3 mods in an instance. Close it before leaving, and always drop a portal. Keep things clean, keep things secure, and don't leave a mess behind. Moderation outside of court events. Moderation outside of our court events operates differently due to the nature of the environments we engage in. Court is a static instance, a confined space where 30 people are gathered closely, all focusing on one singular event, the trial. Conversations are typically centered around court proceedings, with any off-topic discussions occurring outside the jury's designated area. However, outside of court, most worlds we use lack that static, enclosed environment. Some exceptions include murder, prison escape, blackout, and Among Us, where players start in enclosed areas, and the maps are small enough for moderators to monitor activity effectively. But larger worlds such as Furry Hideout, the Black Cat, and the Great Pug present a different challenge. These expansive maps provide ample space for users to hide out of moderator range, making effective oversight more difficult. In such instances, a minimum of 5 moderators should be present, whereas a court can function with just 3, moderators must be spread out strategically, covering as much ground as possible to quickly address rule violations such as underage users or disruptive behavior. Key moderation guidelines. Enforcing group rules across all instances. Regardless of the world, members are expected to follow our rules. As a moderator, here's what to actively watch for. Foul language. We're a PG-13 group. Words like fuck, shit, or bitch are allowed, but the hard ER is an instant ban. If you're a junior mod, issue a kick. Not safe for work content. VR chat is filled with degenerates, but we do not tolerate NSFW content. Our community has consistently proven that VR chat can be fun without explicit material. If anyone, child or adult, wears any NSFW avatar, tell them to switch. If they refuse, remove them immediately. No exceptions. Drama and allegations. We are a large group, but we do not entertain public drama. If someone has a serious concern with evidence, they should open a formal ticket or privately contact a mod. Do not allow public arguments or baseless accusations. This isn't about ignoring issues, it's about handling them properly. Remember, you could be recorded. You could be wrongfully persecuting someone innocent. If someone is truly seeking a resolution, they will follow protocol instead of causing a scene. Visibility and stickers. Place our moderation stickers everywhere, whether it's in court, a murder game, or the Black Cat. Why? Most people don't read Discord rules. New players in an instance might not even be in the Discord. Stickers make it impossible for people to claim they didn't know the rules or couldn't find a mod. Warnings and documentation. While verbal warnings are great, always use instance warn to reinforce your message. It lets the user know they're being watched. It creates a record in VR chat logs, so if they claim they weren't warned, we have proof. Number 6. Handling trolls. Do not engage emotionally. Stay calm and respond normally. If you get clipped acting out, that's on you. We have all trolled and laughed at VR chat clips. Don't give anyone a reason to make you the next meme. Only kick trolls if they break our rules or harass members. Otherwise, there's no reason to. By following these guidelines, we ensure a balanced, fair, and controlled environment across all instances. Alright, now let's talk about snowflakes. And no, I'm not talking about the cold white stuff falling from the sky. I'm talking about people who can be really sensitive in public settings and have outbursts over the smallest things. As a mod, your job is to stay calm and professional, but it's also important to understand that some people are just overly sensitive. And here's the deal, you can't block people. Why? Because you need to see everyone in an instance to moderate properly. Now, for non-moderators, the block button is right there. People who get upset easily can use that, and if they can't handle something, they can block the person causing the issue. We've had situations where someone will freak out if someone accidentally walks through them, or if something happens they don't like. It's not every person, but some individuals can complain about every little thing. Now, I'm not saying everyone is like this, but the people who are can be really vocal, and they'll try to make a scene over minor stuff. If it gets to a point where you can't handle it, don't try to fix it alone. Tell a council member or the owner, and we'll take the time to sit down with that person and try to come up with an understanding. But sometimes, some people are just way too sensitive to reason with, and that's okay. Remember, as a mod, you can't help everyone, and that's fine. If someone is being unreasonable, it's okay to take a step back and escalate the issue if needed. Let's go over some basic characteristics of a VR chat snowflake. These are the people who are overly sensitive and prone to outbursts over trivial things. First of all, they overreact to minor incidents. They might freak out if someone bumps into them or if something small happens in the environment. 2, they're unwilling to use the block button. They'll complain about interactions but won't block the person causing the issue, even though they can do so. Constantly complains about other people's behavior. They'll make a big deal out of people talking in a way they don't like, or getting upset about avatars that don't meet their personal standards. Expecting special treatment. They might expect mods to cater to their specific sensitivities, even when their complaints seem minor. 5. Gets easily offended by small things. A simple comment, joke, or harmless interaction can set them off. 6. Freaks out over things that are normal in VR chat. For example, someone walking through them or standing too close can trigger an outburst, even though that's part of VR chat's chaos. So, if you run into a snowflake, remember your role. You're there to moderate, not to fix someone's emotional reactions. Stay patient, and if you're feeling unsure, escalate the situation to a higher up. But don't feel like you need to deal with everything on your own. If someone's being too sensitive to the point where it's disruptive, let the council or an owner step in and handle it. Courtroom procedures and legal terms. You don't need to pass the bar exam to be a moderator. But if you're running a courtroom, here's some basic legal knowledge that you should know to keep things smooth and fair. How to be a judge in a VR chat courtroom. In a courtroom setting, as a judge, you're in charge of maintaining order and making rulings on objections. The terms you'll use most often are overruled and sustained. Sustained. When a judge says sustained, it means that the objection is accepted, and the party must stop what they're doing. For example, if someone asks an improper question or presents inadmissible evidence, Lawyer 1, isn't it true you always hated the defendant? Lawyer 2, objection, speculation. You as the judge would say, sustained. Please rephrase your question. Overruled. When a judge says overruled, it means that the objection is denied, and the question party can continue speaking or presenting evidence. Example, Lawyer 1. Where were you on the night of the crime? Lawyer 2. Objection, irrelevant. You as the judge would say, overruled. The witness may answer. Common legal terms and Hydra's policy. Here is a quick rundown of legal terms you might hear in the courtroom, along with whether Hydra allows them or not. Most of them are dependent on the judge. Additional legal terms used less frequently in Hydra Court. Some of these terms are more specialized, but here are a few to keep in mind. Special considerations. Some terms are only used in specific situations, such as during summons cases or discovery phases. Always make sure you understand a term fully before allowing it in court. Here's a few examples. These are just the basics to get you started. In the end, you don't need to be a legal expert, but understanding these terms and how to use them will make court run smoother and ensure that everyone knows what's expected. Always refer to the objection section in the Discord if you're unsure, and never hesitate to ask a higher up if you need clarification. The best way to truly learn law is through hands-on experience, so dive into practicing it. Prosecution is more challenging and will definitely teach you a lot along the way. Defense, on the other hand, tends to be a bit easier, so sitting back, observing your opponent, and taking notes is also incredibly valuable for learning and improving your skills. But besides that, here are Hydra recommended ways that you can actually learn law and practice it a little bit better. We've got a list of objections, a prosecution cheat sheet, and a defense cheat sheet available in the Hydra Tribunal Discord. So if you need a quick reference, check them out. That said, the best way to improve is hands-on experience. If you really want to learn, you need to jump into cases as either prosecution or defense. Prosecution is a harder role. You have to build a solid case and prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. While defense is easier, your job is to poke holes in the prosecution's argument. With a simple checklist and solid objections, you can dismantle a case piece by piece. The more cases you take, the better you'll get. So get in there and start arguing. Being a stenographer is one of the more challenging jobs to keep up with. Stenographers use a machine called a stenotype, which records speech by capturing sounds. For example, if someone were to say, "She murdered her brother," the stenotype would transcribe it into shorthand like SHMRDHRBRTHR. Stenotype shorthand works by focusing on the sounds and syllables of words rather than writing them out fully, so phrases like "she murdered her brother" are condensed into a phonetic form on the stenotype machine. Here's an approximation of how it might look. In our group, some of us, including myself, use stenotypes during meetings. While we record everything, the majority of the transcripts are actually written during the meeting using the steno machine. This doesn't mean you need an expensive machine. Even when I'm not using my stenotype, I still take notes like a stenographer. Here's a few tricks that you can use on paper. Active listening. Focus on key ideas, not everything. Ask clarifying questions if needed. Organize with visuals. Use bullet points and headings. Try mind mapping or diagrams for complex topics, or color code important points. Use digital tools. Google Docs or OneNote is easy for organization. Notion for structured pages. Record meetings, if allowed, for later reference. Keep it short. Use abbreviations and shorthand. Write in phrases, not full sentences. Summarize after. Review and refine your notes. Create a brief summary of key takeaways. Do the 2-column method. Left column is key concepts and questions, and then the right column is explanations and summaries. Action items. Highlight tasks or follow-ups with symbols. Example, a star. Stay engaged. Don't get distracted by perfecting your notes. Ask for clarification during the meeting if needed, or during the case. Use templates. Create reoccurring meeting templates for consistency. By using these tips, you'll be able to take organized, effective notes just like a stenographer. In the Hydra Discord and on Hydra Backstage, you'll find a stenographer cheat sheet along with a video explaining stenotypes and how to take accurate notes. Check them out to sharpen your skills. If you want to practice typing, check out these free resources. If you're interested in learning stenography, StenoJig is a fantastic real-time steno translation and practice tool. Stenotype machines can cost anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000, but StenoJig lets you learn for free using a standard keyboard, making it a great starting point for beginners. Bailiff. A bailiff shares a lot of parallels with moderators. You enforce the rules, maintain order, ensure everyone's safety, and make sure no one's causing disruptions. Bailiffs enforce the rules, much like our moderators do with an instance. However, in a court, bailiffs take on additional responsibilities. They assist defendants by releasing them from the cage when it's time to speak with their lawyers, ensure they don't disrupt the proceedings, and catch anyone attempting to glitch in or out. As the judge's right hand, they help maintain order and fairness. Additionally, when lawyers enter to debrief witnesses, The bailiff steps in, observe, ensuring no manipulation or coercion. A bailiff also swears in a witness by having them stand, raise their hand, and then reciting the oath or affirmation, which typically includes a promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The bailiff is responsible for maintaining order in the courtroom and also assisting the judge. This is part of assisting the judge. The bailiff will typically direct the witness to the stand and raise their right hand. Their right hand. Left hand on the Bible, right hand in the air. The bailiff then reads the oath or affirmation, which is a solemn promise to tell the truth. The oath itself is, "Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?" The witness can swear on any religious text. Many courts allow witnesses to swear on a book that aligns with their faith, such as the Bible, the Torah for Judaism, the Quran for Islam, or other religious scriptures. A non-religious affirmation. A witness can choose to make a secular affirmation rather than a religious oath. This is often worded as, "I solemnly affirm that I will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth." The judicial oath is, "Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?" This is the standard oath for court proceedings. But there's also a secular oath, the affirmation. "Do you solemnly affirm that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?" There's also oaths for public officials, such as, "I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution." There's also witness oaths and dispositions. "Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give in this matter will be the truth?" There's also oath of office, jury oath, oath of interpreters, so on and so forth. All you really need to say when you're up there is, "Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?" And that's all, folks. Welcome to Hydra. Remember, you are loved, we are proud of you, and always stay hydrated. Water is key. Now, do you think you've got what it takes to be a mod? Well, let's find out. It's time for the questions and to test your skills in court. Good luck, and we can't wait to see what you've got.
I'm Turtle.
Queenkind.
Green tea.
Deary King.
My name is Grim.
Kara.
Hi, my name is Toast.
Rumback.
And Bozo.
My name is Aries.
Dixo.
I'm pretty sure everybody is going to say community. There's talented minds, creative people, amazing projects. We do charity work. It's just a great community overall, and it's probably the best thing about Hydra.
The people of the community, it's just absolutely amazing. People can get along, just go there, just have fun. It's great.
Hydra is a safe and welcoming place for all players, no matter who you are in the VR chat world.
I think it has to be the community that we build, all the friends we get to make, and the good times that we have. I think that's absolutely one of the best things.
Hydra is unique. From top to bottom, from staff to community, Hydra is special.
Very well moderated, good courts and fun.
How open and how inspirational and colorful the people are in the community.
The community.
The people and just like the community in general. They're very kind people. Like loving.
It's a very, very kind community with very nice people. A little bit partial, but probably some of the best staff I've seen out of any VR community.
The community and the people inside of it. Everybody's almost always great people, great company, good vibes.
I was absolutely way too trusting with the information that was given to me. People, anywhere online, if they don't have evidence about something, it's usually hearsay. It's usually they heard it somewhere else. Don't make that mistake. Don't be way too trusting with people. Always seek for the truth in the whispers. Always look for evidence if someone makes a claim.
Mostly pay attention more. Just pay attention a lot. Especially around your surroundings and shit.
Forgetting like the process of the mock trial,
not watching for people, getting in arguments, and letting people get away with things. Those are just stuff to look out for.
When I was first starting out, I was absent too many times, and I wasn't there to help moderate. A few times I got lazy, and so I had to like kick myself a little bit so I can tell myself, hey, you're doing this, you gotta be here, you gotta pay attention, make sure you're keeping people safe, you know?
The biggest mistake I made earlier in moderating was when I'd be tired, I would turn my volume down to 0, so I was just moderating avatars. I didn't hear what was going on around me, and it meant I wasn't able to testify for when something happened. So biggest mistake is like you need to be aware of the instance you're moderating through and through, otherwise it's going to come back to bite you.
Kick more people who zero tolerance for shenanigans.
Sleeping in and not showing up on time. Set your alarms and actually wake up to show your face for stuff.
I did not use the kick button like whatsoever. I was too forgiving. Right? Like, oh, that's fine. Just size down. No, just kick them. Get them out of here. Always abuse that kick button.
Being too quick to judge people. Sometimes you judge people based off like avatar or name, which isn't a good idea.
In all honesty, wasn't paying attention. I would sometimes I'd just like glance over to avatars thinking that they weren't something, or really being understated about how bad it could be. And honestly, just be more mindful. If something looks questionable to you, that maybe it needs to like be a warning, or given the circumstance, maybe even indicate. Just don't be afraid to just go by your judgment.
I trusted my moderators a little bit more. When I started, I was less trusting because I felt like people would let things slide too much. As our moderation team grew, I learned that people are way more capable than you think they are. And I learned stuff even from our youngest moderators that we have. So just trust in your team because they're here for a reason.
Make that kick and ban button my best friend.
Getting more mods, and reminding people about basic rules, and consistently reminding people that do screw up when they and telling them what they should be doing.
I think for me it was I think reminding myself that I'm doing this for the people. I'm doing this to make people happy. I'm doing it to have a good time, you know? Whenever I see people happy, they're laughing, having a good time, it makes me feel good, and it makes me want to keep coming back every single time. I love it.
Get a battle buddy, get someone to partner with, get someone who you can talk to and trade spots with, and to cover you when you need to go AFK or do anything. Have a battle buddy. It makes everything a million times better.
Got better at it with time, I guess.
Being open and being yourself. Don't be nervous when you're doing these things.
Listen to other people that mod.
I was a PC player, and it made it a lot easier to catch people, at least in my opinion. But that's kind of preference.
I started looking less for like what could happen, what basically just predicting what might happen, and to see if what happens. You know, if it happens in the moment, it happens. There's no use in wondering if this will happen or if that will happen. If it happens, well, you can deal with it.
Honestly, it was for me trying not to be as conversive as I used to be. Trying to be more focused on making sure people weren't like getting out of hand, fighting, swapping into avatars, and then swapping right back into an avatar, knowing that what they were doing was wrong, and just keeping my focus where it present at the task at hand.
So when you open up your thing on computer or you open it up on Quest, you can go into worlds. Under My World, you can click under In Instance, and it'll give you a small list of everybody within that instance. You can just scroll and pick whoever is being the troublesome person instead of actually chasing and trying to click on them, especially if they're really tiny avatars or really big avatars or even crasher avatars. But besides that, ChatGPT is probably your best friend. If you don't know the answer to something and Google isn't helping you, ChatGPT will give you quick answers. Don't go for it by the book because ChatGPT doesn't have all the answers. But if you need something quick and you don't understand something or you need a quick explanation, it is there for you. It will help you rewrite things. It'll help you word things better. It's just a little bit more professional, especially when you're really young. Learning how to format things is really good, especially in a community that's dedicated to law and court.
Please don't be afraid to kick people. That's the main reason. Just don't be afraid to kick people. If you know they're doing something bad, just kick them. You know what to do.
Pay attention to other people. Keep a careful eye on the jury and all the people on the benches, including inside the court. You don't have to like keep an eye on a specific person, but like just watch the general area, and then once you see where that problem is, then you can start pinpointing people, just so you're looking at everything instead of just staring down one person that did something wrong.
Tip or trick I can say is be social, you know, be out there, be a good face and represent us in the way that you'd want to represent, I guess.
Use VRChat's features to the fullest. If you need to locate somebody, use the in-instance menu and use the camera. Plan it in the world, have a security camera. I mean, you can't be in two places at once, but you can watch two places at once if you use the camera.
Have maximum shields on and manually turn on avatars.
And be yourself. It's nothing to be nervous about. I know it's a big community and I know it's a lot of people, but don't stress yourself out.
Don't be like a knob. Be nice, because it goes a long way.
If you actually open your tab at the bottom, there's a like new current patient thing, and it has the users. If you can't catch somebody because they like ran in the evidence room or they ran away, just open the menu and you're able to kick anyone just from there. Super easy, efficient, and it also shows you the location of everyone.
Be patient with everybody. Some people might not act as fast as you would like them to, but just be patient.
Honestly, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't ask too many questions, of course, but if there's something that's really doesn't seem right to you, or you don't just quite know, ask about it. Go to like an admin or someone on the council and just ask them whether or not if that's okay or this is okay or an avatar should be changed or kicked.
The sun doesn't stop being the sun just because someone says it's not the sun. Meaning, you're yourself, and just because someone says that you're not you, doesn't mean that you should change yourself or that you should feed into whatever lies other people say. You are yourself. You are your person. You're unique. You're talented, and don't let anybody ever, ever, ever tell you otherwise.
Walk by faith, not by sight.
Justice delayed is justice denied.
Fight on and fly on, to the last beat of the heart and the last drop of blood.
Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm.
I would give one if I had one.
I guess be yourself and don't be afraid to show who you are.
To be fair, it was recent. Have a little grit. If you show a little resilience, you'll turn into a pearl.
With great power comes great responsibility.
In the wise words of Gandhi, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. I personally like to live by that quote.
Shoo-doo-wop. Words, oh how absurd. When words change meaning, haven't you heard? They twist and turn, they dance and sing that special ring. When words take a wing, H is for happy, healthy heart. Oh, the H in Hydra's a perfect start. Y is for you, so young and wise. Oh, the Y in Hydra shines so bright. D is for dapper, driven, bold. Oh, the D in Hydra never gets old. R is radical, real and right. Oh, the R in Hydra sparks the light. A is attuned, aware, abstract. Oh, the A in Hydra stays intact. Step up, stand tall, it's time to lead. Mods keep it fair, they plant the seed. Helping, guiding, keeping it clean. making sure Hydra stays supreme. M is for mighty, mindful, smart. Oh, the mods in Hydra play their part. O is for open, observing, on track. They keep things running, they've got our backs. D is for dedicated, doing what's right. Moderators shine like stars so bright. Now put it together, let's do our thing. Come on and join in the Hydra Swing. Do the Hydra Swing. Feel that rhythm, hear it ring. Show to do, come on and sing the Hydra Swing.